I'm Donna.
And I'm Bruce, and this is Lyrical Wisdom.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Lyrical Wisdom, where we dive into song lyrics and offer heart-based wisdom through our interpretations. If you enjoy what you're hearing, don't forget you can catch every episode of Lyrical Wisdom on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and more.
You can also find us on YouTube. Just search Lyrical Wisdom Show. Do you have a song you'd like to hear us shed some light on? You can email us requests, questions, comments to lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. That's lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. Or leave a comment on a YouTube video. We'd really love to hear from you. And all requests get an episode and a shout out.
So join us every Tuesday and Friday as we dig deep and deliver our wisdom. And thank you for sharing, liking, and subscribing to Lyrical Wisdom.
Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Donna.
How are you today?
I am having just another day in paradise.
Oh, that is so beautiful, so wonderful. And I hope each and every one of you, too, are having a wonderful day in paradise. I don't know. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And I love it when you remind me that every day is paradise because it is what you make it, right?
It is absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, I could go off on that, but I'm just going to say yes. That is exactly what I think. Yes.
Yes.
I couldn't agree with you more.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I love it. I love being in paradise. I love seeing paradise. I love feeling paradise. And most of all, I love sharing paradise.
I do too.
With all of you.
I do too. And I love the fact that we get to do it in moments like this. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, people. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, everybody that's listening. That's what I meant by thank you, people.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all got that with that little statement, but yeah, I love that because this gives us that moment to share that with you, I think, out there. And, you know, that's the thing about paradise is I feel like, I can't help it. Paradise doesn't need to be something that we think of as a fantasy or something that isn't real, that is just a fictional story. It can be our everyday. And we just have to, you know, kind of, in a way, change the way we look at things because then
the things you look at will change.
Exactly. And then we can look at that thing and call it paradise. That's our, because really, I mean, why should we not be able to call our current existence paradise? Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we be able to? Because otherwise, paradise is always something that's like the carrot dangling in front of the horse that the horse is never intended to get. I don't know. The horse deserves a carrot once in a while. So
all the time.
That's why, you know, that's what we deserve to live,
my belief.
to believe that, you know, to believe we live in paradise. And so thank you and welcome. And what do we got today? What are we talking about?
Have a request. I'm so excited.
Hooray.
And it's funny, Bruce, because I have to say when you said, and thank you, Allison, I was like, yeah, she sent the request. I didn't realize we were talking about our Allison.
Well,
my Allison. Yeah.
No, and I just I'd love to take the opportunity for our listeners out there to let them know I feel that way because the three of us are a team and we love doing this.
We definitely are. I tell you, I could not do this without my Alley gal.
No,
that
we would
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's got all the knowledge with this technology.
We're
I just love being and speaking. So I love sharing this lyrical wisdom with you all. And it's possible because of Allison.
It is truly.
Editor.
And it is. Yeah. And it's also, I mean, yes, it's also possible because of each one of us. Yes, we get that.
And you all, every one of you The listeners are what makes it possible.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you so much.
Yes,
And
because
hmm
oh, I'm sorry, it completes the connection.
yeah,
Thank
oh
you.
yeah, yeah, that's true. It's a co-creative process. Without you listening, we wouldn't, why would we even create this?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
and
thank you.
we know that we can't rush your healing, and we know that
That's
we can't rush our own healing necessarily in times, but
right.
we like to bring us all to the here and now and think about things and understand that we're all on the same path together, and we all know that we can't rush our healing.
That is so true, Bruce. And thank you so much, Allison Pelissier, for bringing this request to us. Remember, you guys just heard how you can send requests in. We love getting those requests, and we really, really want to share your requests with the world.
Yes, we
So,
do.
this one today is by Allison Pelissier. Can't Rush Your Healing by Trevor Hall. It comes to me upon the strings. When I hear it, well, I sing. I can't say it's my creation, staying patient, what it brings. Let me say I'm coming humble. I don't know what's right or wrong. I just keep on believing, passing down an old song, an old song. Well, everybody's got that chapter of dark and darker days. Yeah, Saturn seems to be returning, and his essence can't be tamed. Some may like to fight it, try to plan a secret attack. But the more you push it, the more it's pushing you back. So you can't rush your healing. Darkness has its teachings. Love is never leaving. You can't rush your healing. Your healing. Mama, well, she told me time is such a wonderful gift. You're not running out. You're really running in. Confusion clouds the heart, but it also points the way. Quiet down the mind, the more the song will play. So you can't rush your healing. Darkness has its teachings. Love is never leaving. You can't rush your healing.
Wow. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I thank you, Allison. I I'm really excited to do I'm not a big or I'm not that familiar with Trevor Hall.
Hmm.
Um so I really am excited to listen to this song and really feel its music as well because these lyrics are very it's about life. It's about,
Yeah.
his life too. It comes to me upon the strings. When I hear it, well, I sing. What is it, Bruce?
Well, you know, there have been like many songs written about that. Um, it comes to me upon the strings. It sounds to me like a singer-songwriter singing, or excuse me, sitting with their guitar, and they are suddenly inspired. And so it to me sounds like inspiration.
Inspiration.
And when I hear it, inspiration, I think, it comes to me upon the strings because to me, that's where it seems to me it resonates that it comes to me upon the strings would indicate the idea has an inspiration has come through the instrument which plays music, which then produces this, this inspiration produces something that then he hears it, I guess Trevor Hall, and then he
Mhm.
sings it. And so
Yeah.
that's kind of how I kind of looked at that because I like the way he like kind of connects that in the way to the song is that there is this kind of way of kind of anchoring it in the idea of this is coming from a singer-songwriter, you know, and I love that because it comes to me upon the strings because strings could also be your heartstrings,
Yeah.
and that can
Yeah.
feel so deep that you could say anybody could say, when I, in a way, when I hear it could be when my heart hears it, because it comes to me upon the heartstrings, putting the heart in there intentionally, and then of course when I hear it, well, I sing. And so, then the I becomes the heart and, then the heart is singing. And so maybe that's another way of kind in, uh, of looking at it. But I think that, in its own way, it could be just, you know, he sat down with his guitar one day and was inspired to kind of put these things into his creation. I can't say it's my creation. And I love that because then that kind of like makes me feel like it's like us talking like this show because this stuff is coming to us. It's kind of like we're just kind of transferring the knowledge from, it kind of passes through us like a vessel, you know.
Yeah. And you know what? When you continue, like you said, I can't say it's my creation, staying patient what it brings.
Yeah, yeah,
Let me say I'm coming humble. I don't know what's right or wrong. And
yeah.
I circle back to it
Uh-huh.
when I hear that because I have been a seeker, on the path, a searcher, whatever you want to call it, for a long time. And you find all these beautiful, alleys and little directions that you can go on your path that are beautiful, that, like you said, resonate.
Hmm.
And one of them, I think it was mastery or something like that. I can see the guy's face. I just can't remember his name of the program I did through Mind Valley. But what was taught is that nothing is right or wrong. It
Yes. Yeah.
just is.
Yes.
In other words,
I
it is. It. What is it? It is all that is.
It is.
In my book, in my
It is.
vision,
Yeah.
in my understanding, it comes to me upon the strings. What is it?
Yeah.
Well, for Bruce, it's inspiration. For
Yeah.
someone else, it could be heartache. It could
Yeah.
be that sense of loss, and they sing it in their song. For some, it could
Yeah.
be just straight up joy that just happened
Yeah.
to pop in, and you're
Yeah.
singing, I got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's
Yeah.
like it, it, it just is.
Yeah.
You get to define what it is that comes upon the strings, and then you can sing because it's not necessarily your creation. It is all that is. In other words,
Yeah.
it's around you. It's life. It's that energy of
Yeah.
being. When you stay patient, what it brings. Oh, let me say, I'm coming humble. I don't know what's right or wrong. I just keep on believing. And I love that. Isn't there
Yeah.
a Beatles song or who sings that song about don't stop believing?
That's Journey.
Journey, that's
Yep.
right.
That's Journey, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't, Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I couldn't help but really feel the way that when you were reading that, because Donna, what I think you felt was coming through, because you're right, like there are different ways to look at this. That's why I love this show. I love doing it with you, is that, you can look at certain songs and take them really quite literally. But you can also read them like you just did, and the way that you read it, like put so much more power behind those words. And I would have to say it's just it's really interesting, because at the end I just keep on believing, the way they say that, passing down an old song. It's in a way, that's, well,
The
the
song
way
of
that
life.
the song of life, because that's where a lot of ways they used to communicate story and history. History is communicated through song and certain dances and certain other
Yeah.
ways. We have this sense of history being communicated through books. We have now computers, and we have the digital history of, the human race, or whatever, of time, of all time, whatever. But we have these things in certain ways. But in the back in the day, of course, we have the old song. And so I kind of feel like, I just keep on believing, because everything that was said, like how you said it, that was beautiful. And then I just keep on believing, because that is a good feeling, to kind of keep that consistent believing in it, which, if you wanted to there's easy ways to jump to different religions or philosophies that actually use what you were saying, and really go run with that as kind of their way of defining themselves, but or defining that. But I would say that is the beautiful way of that, passing down an old song. An old song is just, it's like, okay, hey, we got this beautiful it, and it's also something that we sing about, and we can communicate it from generation to generation to generation, you know. And I love the humanity in this. I
Yeah.
just love that. I
Yeah.
love that. There's a faith to it. There's a humanity to it. And this next part, well, everybody's got that chapter of dark and darker days. Yeah. Um, and it goes into another line after that. But I love the humanity in this, from, what we were just reading about, but also in that statement right there, I feel like is such a wonderful way of, also tapping into that. I don't know, who knows what is right or wrong, because there really isn't right or
Yeah.
wrong. Everything
Right.
just is, and
Yeah.
so, like, if it's funny, because that's the part of, well, everybody's got that chapter of dark and darker days. Yeah, because we all have the two opposites. We all have that,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
There's no way to avoid that. And
Yeah.
then,
And the beauty about it is, I think the realization of the understanding of the dark that's within you
yeah,
is so that you can bring light to it.
yeah,
It's the understanding of the darkness that allows the light to come in. So, and that's how you begin to understand the darkness, is to shine light on it. How would you know it's dark unless, light shone upon it? Um, people talk about dark and light as good and bad and right and wrong, and it all just is. It's, for me, just an experience of the energy at the moment, that you're experiencing. Does it feel icky? Does it feel abrasive? Does it
yeah,
hurt? Then
yeah,
yeah, that's what we label as darkness, because
yeah,
and then light, that's the bright and shiny and happy and joyful things, that
yeah,
you're
yeah,
feeling.
yeah,
And of course, they, his next line, uh, everybody's got a chapter of dark and darker days. Yeah.
yeah,
Saturn seems to be returning, and his essence can't be tamed. So, for those that know astrology, know that there is a thing called the Saturn return. And it happens at certain times in your life. It's you experienced a Saturn return. Here we go. Thank you, Allison C. She's so wonderful. A Saturn return comes roughly every 29.5 years. And it means that it's gone. It's when the planet Saturn returns to the same exact position it was at upon your birth. And what it does is it signifies a life transition from youth into adulthood. And it kind of forces a period of introspection, personal responsibility. It's often chaotic, but very necessary life changes. And that happens around 30 years. When you turn 30, everybody kind of starts questioning, where am I at? What am I doing? What's going on in my life? And then it happens again when you turn 60. So it's like it can be 27 years up to 30 years is when it happens. And then it comes around again in your 60s. And that becomes your golden years. Because once again, you kind of look back at what's happened in your life and you're like, well, what am I looking for now? What, because you've experienced most everything by the time you reach 60, and then you begin to be able to live the wisdom. Saturn's a taskmaster. He's a teacher. He makes us learn our lessons. Right?
I love it. I love it. I'm so glad I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get Donna to talk about this because that really put it into perspective. And what I love is that, and his essence can't be tamed.
Yeah.
So, think about that with everything that you had just so eloquently said. And, that can't be tamed. And some may like to fight it, try to plan a secret attack. But the more you push it, the more it's pushing you back. And
Yeah.
that's this, like, it's, you know, some things in life can be a little bit like some things in this universe I feel like are just kind of like a bulldozer. When when it's being driven, it may be slow, but it's going to basically come. It's just a bulldozer. It's going to get there. It's going to do what it's going to do.
It's
And
going to
yeah, it may
put
take
the
time.
dirt out.
Yep. It's gonna do its thing. It's just so that's what I feel like that has that kind of little bit of something, to this is that, the more you push it, the more it's pushing you back, because that's the part where they talked about it in the earlier portion of the song, being so patient.
Yeah,
And
because I
also
know there is such a thing
having
as 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
and one step back and having the faith in the fact that if you keep on that path that you are, you have to choose every once in a while to be on. You can't just feel it and be like, hooray, sometimes it has to give you that moment of, I'm choosing to be here,
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm feeling the darkness and I'm living, in the darkness and I can see that it's dark. And when you do that, the light starts shining.
It does. It does.
And
And
why? Because you can't rush your healing. Darkness has its teachings. Love is never leaving. You can't rush your healing. Your healing. And I think that's so important, Bruce.
yeah, yeah,
Because so many people want to fix other people, and they're
well,
on their own journey.
yeah,
They, we, You are here for your healing, your life, your experience,
Yeah. Yeah.
not someone else's. And
No.
when you can learn to let go of trying to control everybody else's life and their journey, then your journey becomes very clear.
Yeah.
And that's when, darkness has its teachings and
It
you can
does.
really learn from them.
Oh, yeah. It's because love is never leaving. Love is never leaving. It's
Love
always there.
that.
Yeah. And that's the part that I think that, a lot of times it's just easier because it feels like it's almost like a comfortable comforter that we sleep under.
Mm.
And we just want to resort back to that place of looking at someone else and figuring them out, because having to work on ourselves and to go within, that can be very difficult. That darkness, it has its teachings, but sometimes we're just not ready to be in that classroom. And so, we just, I'm, I am grateful for that part because, humility has its teachings, and gratitude has its teachings. And I think, being humble in that humility and that knowing that, you know, sometimes patience is that part when we have that, those moments of having to be patient and reminding, ourselves that that's just, that's just a part of this process. It's gotta have those moments like that. Otherwise, I guess, we don't learn. And I think that's the flip side. We want to make sure we keep learning because mama, well, she told me time is such a wonderful gift. You are not running out. You are really running in. I love that.
That was
I love that.
fascinating. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, okay. Yeah, and to truly understand that, I guess, is the key because most people are like, oh, time is running out. My life is dwindling away, or whatever. And they are so caught in that construct of time that
Yeah.
it begins to direct their life.
Yeah.
Um, and then when you learn what a gift time can be, because there really is no time, there is eternity.
Yeah.
In other words, it keeps going and going and going.
Yeah.
That's when you begin to run in. You're really running in.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you're you're moving into this beautiful way of being, knowing that you are an infinite being, that there is no time. You know what I mean? You don't have to do this, so you don't have to do that. You just have to be. You don't have
Yeah.
to do anything,
Yeah.
actually.
No, it's
it's
true.
it's a matter of coming to a place where you're in love.
Yeah.
Love is never leaving. You're in love with life, and life loves you back.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
in that experience, there's no time
Yeah.
because it becomes evident of the in- infinite possibility of being.
Yeah. Because you were alluding to this because just like the song says, confusion clouds the heart, but it also points the way. Quiet down the mind, the more the song will play.
Mm.
I love that because I know that within everything you just said, Donna, that was one wonderful segue into the next lyric is that, is that it's that's basically what we're talking about because confusion can it can really cloud the heart. It can make us be confused with should we be afraid? Should we be, there's confusion. It can cloud the heart, but it also points the way, because when we take that moment to take that confusion and quiet down the mind, the more the song will play for us, the more we can hear that, the more we're going to be able to listen. And so I
Yeah,
love that. I love this.
yeah,
I love that moment in the song.
yeah. Because in that confusion, it opens up the space to point the way. The
Yeah.
confusion kind of forces you to look. Well, do I go this way or that way? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You're in that moment. I don't know. And so you kind of let go. And
Yeah.
that's how it
Yeah.
points the way. The confusion actually becomes the compass to show you the way,
Yeah.
which is beautiful. I mean, it's what the darkness is and its teachings.
Yeah.
You learn that, okay, I'm confused. And all of a sudden that confusion will open you up to the answer of what's right,
The
especially when you
finally,
quiet
yeah.
down the mind
Yeah. The
and
final
allow
surrender.
the song to play. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that he keeps saying song because um, I am a true believer. My truth is that we are frequency. We
Yeah.
are sound. And each and every one of us vibrate puts out a different sound, a different frequency. And when we allow our pure frequency to play, then the music that is created is in harmony,
Yeah.
in balance,
Yeah.
and so beautiful. And you can hear it. It's
Yes.
we're all connected. We're all one big symphony of
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And allowing ourselves to be that is what I believe Trevor is telling us by you can't rush your healing.
Yeah.
Darkness has its teachings. Love is never leaving. You can't rush your healing. Enjoy the journey,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah. Well, I remember somebody I knew once said that kind of, it's kind of like a cliche or a catchphrase, but they said, it's not always about the destination. Sometimes it's about the journey,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
know, and that's something that, you can find different ways to figure out how to appreciate that. But
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
the
Because
idea
what is
of,
love?
yeah, I love the
Yeah.
idea of looking at, both sides of it. Love is light, yes, but love is also darkness,
Yes, it is. Yes, it
you
is.
know?
And being able to love that darkness within you as much
Yeah.
as you love the light is where the joy begins to just be.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because love is never leaving.
Yeah.
It doesn't leave in the darkness. It is the darkness.
It is. It is.
It's
It's both. Yeah. It's
it's
everywhere.
both. It is. It just is.
Yeah.
It is it.
It's
And it comes upon the strings and it makes you sing.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then
oh,
you
that's
can hear
beautiful.
the song play. Wow,
Yeah.
what a day, right? What a
Yes.
great show. What a great way to connect and be with each other. I loved this, Bruce.
I love this too. Thank you, Trevor Hall. And
And thank
thank
you,
you.
Allison,
Yeah.
for sending in the request. Please, please, please send in your requests. We love doing requests because it does bring us love. We,
It does.
in a sense, kind of get that little rush that someone loves us. Someone's listening to us.
Yeah,
We
it's
want
fun.
to, share our wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you guys. We do love you. And I love doing this. I love being here with each and every one of you. Bruce, Allison, and all of you. Thank you so much for joining us here today on
Lyrical
Wisdom.